Do you know the difference between a myth and a lie? Well, the dictionary defines a myth as a widely held but false belief or idea. And a lie is a deliberate falsehood, which is very often the seed of a myth. In today's video, we're going to talk about 3 myths about buying a gun online and the so-called online loophole. And we're going to tell you how you can have a chance to win a $7,000 gun featured in John Wick. That's what's coming up next here on Survival on Purpose. Welcome back to Survival on Purpose. My name is Brian. Thanks for joining me. As I said, today's video, we're going to talk about 3 myths related to buying guns online and the so-called online loophole. And speaking of buying guns online, a big thank you to the sponsor for today's video, the folks at GunSpot. GunSpot is the newest online auction and listing site for firearms, accessories, and more, where sellers get a great deal and buyers get a great deal, never pay out-of-state sales tax. And they have some other really cool features. They have their GunSpot Academy, which has got some really good 2A news. But the big announcement today is that GunSpot is giving away a $7,000 Taran Tactical Viper pistol as featured on John Wick. And they're going to be drawing for this thing on June the 5th, 2023. And all you have to do to enter is go to gunspot. You know what, right? Can't get their name, but go to their website. I'm sure you're smart enough to figure it out. And you can enter for your chance to win a $7,000 pistol, which is stinking cool. No doubt about that. So thanks again to the folks at GunSpot for sponsoring today's video, for sponsoring that giveaway. And again, get all the details on their website. Okay, so let's talk about the 3 top myths about buying guns online and the so-called online loophole. Myth number 1, you can buy a gun online with no background check. In 2016, even President Barack Obama said this when he was talking about guns: a violent felon can buy the exact same weapon over the internet with no background check, no questions asked. Again, that's false then, and it was false now. To be fair, there are a few limited situations where you can buy a gun technically over the internet with no background checks. But those situations would be limited to when you are an individual buying a gun from another individual, a non-licensed dealer, and you are in the same state, and you meet up and do that. You can't mail the guns over the mail. That's against the law. But you can get together on the internet, agree to get together in person to make a purchase, and as long as that person is not a prohibited person, you can legally sell them a gun. Now, I would recommend at least checking their driver's license to make sure they live in the same state as you, because bottom line, those situations are very, very minimal. If you've ever bought a gun online, you know what I'm talking about. Just like I bought this Browning High Power online, ordered it online, paid for it online, but they didn't just mail it to me. It had to go to my federal firearms license dealer and transfer to them. I had to go in and do all the paperwork and do everything like you're supposed to do when you buy a gun. That's just the way it works. Second myth: you can order a gun online and legally have it shipped directly to your home. Again, we talked about that already. No, that's just not true. That's just not true. You cannot mail guns unless it's for repair. You can send it back to a gunsmith just for repair, but you cannot purchase a new gun and get it mailed to your home. Again, if you're buying a gun from a licensed dealer, it has to go to another licensed dealer to be transferred. You have to pay probably they'll charge you some kind of transfer fee, and then you have to fill out all the paperwork and do all the background checks, and whatever your requirements are to purchase a gun in your state, legally, that's what you have to do. So again, there's really no way you can buy a gun online without having it shipped directly to your house. The Gun Control Act of 1968 changed that, and now you can't have direct mail ordering of firearms. You used to order them from Sears and Roebuck catalog, and they'd send them to your house. Chuck Norris once beat the sun in a staring contest. Finally, myth number 3: you can buy guns online and avoid all that pesky government paperwork. No, you can't. You can't. Unless it's one of the few, very, very few exceptions when you're buying from an individual in your state and you meet face to face. But if you buy a gun online, just like I bought this one, they're going to ship it to your federal firearms license dealer. You have to give them that information. You have to go down to your federal firearms license dealer in person. You have to fill out your 4473 form, and you have to get your background check if you don't have a license or whatever, and go through just as if you were buying that gun new from them. There's no difference. There's no big loophole that all these millions of guns are going through. Bottom line, there's a cultural attack on our rights to own and bear arms, keep and bear arms right now going on in our culture, and it's being I guess it's being supported by lies like this that are turned into myths that a lot of people really believe they're true. And so I make videos like this so I can hopefully share some of this information. You can share it with people and let them know the truth. Because the reality is, as I said, there's not some giant loophole where millions of criminals are going online and buying guns. That's just ridiculous. It's not happening. I just wanted to kind of share this information with you and let you know, again, remind you that GunSpot is having a really, really killer, maybe that's the wrong word, a really good giveaway on a really cool pistol that is like probably outside of most of our price ranges just to buy a pistol, but it'd be really cool to win one. So again, you can go to their website and there's a banner right on front. You can click on that and you can enter. It's not a big entry, doesn't cost you anything. So thanks again to the folks at GunSpot for sponsoring today's video and for putting on that giveaway. And as always, thank you for watching Survival on Purpose. Remember, survival is not an accident. So be prepared. I'll see you next time.